What is up, guys? Pie Muffin here, and we are back with some more Trails Through Daybreak. So, last time we enjoyed our nightly stroll here in the rain. We learned about, well, obviously a little bit back, we learned about our next trip we're going to be taking, which is going to be over to Tharbad for the film festival. We're going to be providing security and detective work for Nina Fenley, one of the most popular up-and-coming actresses in film. Obviously, after saving her, she was like, oh, I want to hire these guys. So, we're going to turn in for the night, or whatever other cutscenes we might get before that. And then I guess we will get ready for tomorrow. So, let's go ahead and do it. I don't believe there's anything else. Yep. Oh, wait. I did want to try something. Let's see if we can sit down for a movie real quick. What if it even let you invite anybody? What's playing right now? Sure. Let's grab a seat. Sean, a doctor in training, works at a general hospital in Anchorville. After a major traffic accident occurs on the Autobahn that connects Anchorville to Edith, the hospital is filled with scores of injured patients. Strapped for resources, the hospital staff makes the hard decision to assign priority to certain patients. Oh, wait. We already did this one, didn't we?
先に搬送された女の子がどうして後回しにされるんですか
Yeah, okay.
命を天秤にかけるなんて現場を回すための僕らのただのエゴじゃないですかいい加減にしたまえ君も
Yeah, okay, we've seen this one. Oh, great, just who I wanted to find here. Good to see you, Spriggan. Oh. You're not gonna lecture me here, too, are you, Inspector? I just came to take in a movie all by myself. That's it, not here to cause any trouble. I didn't say I thought you were. Besides, I'd rather not spend this precious downtime I've got giving anybody grief if I can at all help it. Well, that's good to hear. Not gonna catch me complaining. From the look of things, seems like you had to scramble to catch the last showing tonight. Pretty much. I was running around, dealing with so many cases and accidents tonight, before I knew it, it was almost closing time here. You must really like your movies to go to that much trouble to make it here anyway. I suppose. I'd also been really wanting to watch this movie in general as a medical drama. It gave me a lot to think about as a parent. It made me wonder what I would do if my daughter ever wound up like that little girl. It's kind of cool that even when you don't come with somebody, you have someone, you know, the Swanee just shows up and is like, hey, let's have a chat about this movie. What I would do if my daughter ever wound up like the little girl that the intern takes in. Didn't realize you had it in you to be so sentimental. And what's that supposed to mean? Van's conversation in the theater continued for a brief period. Soon enough, however, the two sides parted ways in the lobby. From there, Van got on with the rest of his evening. Even with the Swanee, we can get some points. Alright, now we can head back to Old Town. Time to call it a night. Wait, what's this? Would you care to join me for a tea party in Riverside? Man, always got people running around at her beck and call. Well, tea party, we know who we're gonna be meeting with. Still, who am I to say no to an invitation? Should she be doing this, though? Isn't it past curfew? For her school stuff? Hello, Renne.
雨 止んでよかったわね。明日はいい天気になりそうだし。
Yeah, the forecast's clear skies all day for the southeast. But should you even be out this late? You just told your friend to hurry back.
見回りよ、見回り。在学生に元生徒の素行を調査する。
Yeah, whatever you say. It has been a while, huh, Kitty? Or would you rather I call you Ren Bright these days?
その名前も馴染んだものね。お久しぶりね、スプリガンさん。春から交換留学で通っているのだけど、挨拶に伺うべきだったかしら。
Nah, no need to go out your way just because you're a former client. Hell, I wasn't even a pro when I helped you. Didn't have my current office or anything. And I mean, we have kind of crossed paths since then. Like with that case with the pampered politician's son.
やっぱり裏で動いてたのね。記者さんの話でうすうす気づいてたけど。
So that's the story that happened at the end of Reverie.
あの件で生徒会長になっちゃったけど、まあまあ楽しくやらせてもらっているわ。
Glad to hear it. This is actually, we're gonna get to why it is, but this is one of my favorite scenes in the game. You'll see why soon enough. Man, 5 years since we first met through that introduction letter from the Meister, huh? Where does time go? So they're talking about, Jorg. The one who created Lapis and everything. Indeed, you really helped shake off the professor's attempts to follow me. Okay, so Van helped Ren get away from Novartis. Not to mention helping the Meister with his relocation after all that chaos in Crossbell. Oh, so he's not there anymore. So that studio's just shut down. I mean, I was in his debt to begin with. Ended up dumping a couple kids with a bit of history on him, too. Oh? Oh, that I know who he's talking about, but we'll go into that much later. Wasn't really expecting anything in return, so I was pretty surprised when that gift showed up. Oh, the turbocharger? I'm glad you're enjoying it. My best friend and I were actually involved in designing it, you know. Okay, so Ren and Tita worked on creating a turbocharger? That's kind of cool. Hold on, really? I could tell it was pretty high tech and all, but I didn't realize you were behind that. Well, I heard you were a sobbing mess after Walter turned your old truck inside out. So I thought maybe you could use a little pick-me-up, you know, for old time's sake. Sheesh, that figures. Still, I'm guessing the society must be feeling the pressure at this point. They've had a lot of dropouts the past few years, you included. Just so long as they don't come looking for my help. You I can handle, but those other wackos, no thanks. But you have such a natural talent for attracting them. They do say birds of a feather flock together, though. I'm afraid you're likely to meet more of them as time goes on. I'm just a normal, upstanding citizen. What I do to deserve this? Protest all you like, but you do seem awfully popular already. In fact, it looks like you've got another vicious young woman looking to get her hands on you. Oh, how dreadful.
さすがにお姉さんはとっくに恥ずかしい年だけど。
Hi, Kilika. Oh boy. And such perfect timing, too. Thank you for making time to meet with us. I know how busy you
気
are.
にしないで。ちょうど所用で出てきたついででもあるから。
This is such an interesting meeting. You've got Kilika, Ren, both characters we've known since the Sky games meeting up with Van. You're Renne's boss, right? Heard a lot about you. Didn't realize the flying swallow was so fond of practical jokes. Was the lurking in the shadows bit really necessary?
ごめんなさい。
Kilika Rorun.
CID 統合分析室、室長のキリカローランよ。
I mean, we didn't know she was gonna work for the CID. But obviously we had that story in Trails in the Sky the Third, where Rocksmith wanted her to come back to Calvert to work in a government position, but we didn't know it was gonna be this. And I don't remember did they name drop the CID when we saw her in Crossbell? I don't think they did. I think all we knew is that she was still working for Rocksmith.
はじめまして、解決事務所所長バン・アークライドさん。と言っても、あまり初対面という気はしないわね。
No doubt, I'm sure he's told you a lot about me, huh?
それと、2年前の裏での顛末も含めてね。
Haven't got a clue what you're talking about. Looks like bringing you two together was worth it after all. It's nice to see you again, Miss Roran. It's been what, 4 years now? The same to you. Our positions may be different, but we need not be at odds with another, Miss Bright. I'm glad we have a chance to catch up. Of course, I'm pleased to make your acquaintance as well, Mr. Arkwright. It's gonna be more like a real... Wait, what? Yeah. It's getting a real tea party every minute. Maybe you should have invited Sylphid along after all. Oh, hi, Zin. I should think that's obvious, Zin. And I had hoped you'd be more punctual, considering this is our first meal together in some time.
急な依頼が入ってな。なんとか急いで片付けたんだが、にしてもアークライドにお前さんまでいるとは。
It's good to see you again too. I know we've spoken a few times over the phone, but I think it's been about a year and a half since we last met up in person.
ああ、あいつらの結婚式以来だな。
Oh, right. Oliver's wedding.
しかしレン、またでかくなったな。オートで眠らされた6年前が懐かしいぜ。
It's true. Oh, right. I nearly forgot about that. What do you mean you forgot? How do you forget? You were trying to kill them. You nearly forgot? Yeesh, you are something else, kid. Well, everything happens for a reason, they say. We wouldn't be here talking if it wasn't for that. That's what's so funny, is like 3 of these 4 characters we have so much history with from the beginning of the series. Like, obviously, Kilika and Zin have been around since the first game, and Renne has been around since the second game, so it's crazy. Oh, now I see what's going on here. I thought it was odd when you told me you wanted to visit. Should have known you already had company. Now, don't give me that jealous look, Zin. It's less cute on a man your age. I promise I'll buy you a drink to make up for it. You two might not be in the same line of work anymore, but it looks to me like not much has changed since your days back at the dojo. You sure you really need help from a guy like me? Oh, definitely. We've barely been managing to make ends meet since Fee got here. We're gonna need help for a while, I think. You're extremely well connected, too. I'm told you even have ties to another Taito student. Matter of fact, we were actually just talking about that before you got here. It's like he fits right in no matter whose side he's on. How should I put it? He's like a singularity. Yeah, if you want to know something, Arkwright's your guy. Look how sad he looks. Hey, lay off with the singularity business. I don't appreciate being talked about like a research specimen, okay? Just so we're clear, you guys might not be as bad as the Direwolf or Sal, but you're still a major pain in the ass. Can't say I don't get where you're coming from. So what's the plan? I've got a reservation not too long from now at a restaurant near here. You coming, Kilika? Of course, I think I played my part here. I'll see you both again sometime. Take care in Tharbad. She knows. Sheesh, is there anyone around here that doesn't know my itinerary? That aside, I guess you're not totally on board with the guild yet, after all, huh? We do work together sometimes, but I'm not a bracer like my siblings, after all. I just do what I can to help and try to offer them my knowledge if I know it'll help the people I care for. Both in Liberal and in Crossbell. Oh yeah, her other family. I've been adding a lot of people here in Calvert to that list too lately. That's good to hear. Well, I should be getting home. Estelle and Joshua will be wondering where I've gotten to. Wait, what? That implies that they're here, unless you're just gonna call them. I'll be counting on you to take care of Agnes while she's with you. I'll do what I can. Though, aren't the Brights back in Libero? You going all the way back there just like that? Oh yes, of course. Home is far away. Being around so many familiar faces made me think I was back there, I suppose. I'm so ashamed. A girl on the cusp of adulthood should be more focused. I think you're giving adults a bit too much credit there, kiddo. Aww.
5年前お前さんは迷いさまよいまくってた。
I love this.
俺はちょうど修行を終えてこの仕事を手探りで始めたくらいで少しの間かくまいアドバイスはしたが何かをしてやれたわけじゃねえ。だがお前さんは自分の手で絆を大切なものを手に入れたんだろ。
I need all of these.
もう迷い猫子猫じゃねえ。十分一人前のレディーだろ。
そのレディー相手にこの扱いはどうかと思うけど。
おっと。
それと何もできなかったというのは
I mean, that's just how he is. You see it so far. He never really believes that he deserves any sort of praise for what he's doing. He knows that he's in a disgusting line of work, so to speak, or at least that's how he mentally sees it. So that's why he never lets anyone, like, appreciate him for what he does.
レンにしても噂の昔なじみさんにしても助手さんたちやもちろん私の大切な後輩にしてもあなたの手はあなたが思っている以上に人を導き引き上げ背を押しているはずよ。
You know what's crazy about this is the most, like, how to word this? This is the most open we've ever seen Renne with anybody. Now, obviously, we know he helped her out a bit in the past, so they obviously have more of a connection, but even when she's with Estelle, Joshua, Tita, you know, any of these other characters, she is still somewhat reserved, and maybe that has to deal with, you know, the kind of person Van is. How he's closer to the world that she used to live in.
そいつは
ま、そういった己のカルマをあなたは一度自覚すべきでしょうね。そうすればさっきみたいなうかつな扱いも喜んで受け入れてあげるわ。今度こそ私はこれでおやすみなさい裏解決屋さん。
ああおやすみだ。一人前どころの話じゃねえな。どこまででかくなるんだか。たくま、これも何かの縁か。助手ども同様見守らせてもらうかね。
I also love, even though they're not in this game, the name drops for Estelle and Joshua were still nice. Obviously, I don't want to say, like, I miss them yet. I mean, obviously I do, because I played the games after this, but... Or the game, singular, after this, but... Obviously, we did just see them in Reverie, so it hasn't been that long. On the morning of the second day of the 5-day weekend, Van contacted Nina to confirm they would be accepting her request. But definitely not because of the sweets. Their goal was to be in Tharbad in time for... Oh. In time for morning the next day, which would require setting off the night before. As such, they all had to rush to get ready for 4 days and 3 nights away from the office. So how does that work with her schooling? The last few times she's just been away for the weekend, but... So I assume there's not going to be any quests for us to do before we shove off, right? Okay, Aaron went and got his license. Renewed. Who are you? With these generic NPCs, you can never tell if it's someone you already know or not. Okay, yeah, so they're getting ready, they're having dinner and then shoving off. I'm jealous, I want to go to the film festy too. You get to meet famous people, right? We're not going for fun, you know. This is real work hours here. It is quite exciting, though. You never know, we really might meet a lot of famous people. You're right, we'll be meeting Nina for sure. And she had a really unique aura, I guess. Tharbad's a good 8 hours by car, isn't it? That's quite a drive. Make sure you have plenty to eat while you can. Thank you, Paulette. Then time for a drink to liven up. You absolute dumbass. Don't tell me you forgot why you renewed your license already. You people couldn't stay serious if your lives depended on it, could you? I don't know what job you've taken on that's taking you to Tharbad, but please do take care. Alright, can't say I ain't nervous, but you try taking the wheel till we're out of Edith. Let's see you put those driving chops you showed riding stars around Langport into practice. I do not... What did he just... What is that word? I don't even know how to pronounce that, so I'm not... Maywenti? I don't even know... I don't know how to pronounce it, nor what it means. I got this. Ingert, Red Star, it's all the same when you're behind the wheel. I can drive this baby way more smoothly than a shaky old cogger like you. This is gonna be your first and only warning, kid. You end up scratching her or veering us into a ticket, and you're gonna be in the trunk for the rest of the way. Oh boy. Sweets really aren't the only thing you're picky about, huh? Like cars and saunas, the essentials of life. Still, it sounds like as long as you drive safely, everything will be fine. Why does someone have to call now? Wait a sec. Bah, I'd rather not take this in front of them, but I guess I ain't got a choice.
Van様、よろしいでしょうか? あら?
Huh? Damn, didn't think it'd be from a chick. A weirdly dressed one, too.
その、申し訳ありません。事務所の方々とご一緒でしたか?
You can tell by the thing on her head that she's with Marduk. They were the people who helped Gramhart contact the Society during the end of Reverie. Nah, it's cool. But sorry, if you had something else you wanted to run through with me, this ain't a good time. We're gonna be out of town for a while. Can I wait till I get back?
そうでしたか?
Should have given you a call myself, but to be honest, this was a real last-minute thing.
いえ、こちらは問題ありません。ですが、バン様、前回受け取った各種ステータスは明らかに異常でした。
She looks concerned about it.
サービスを提供する私どもといたしましても、捨ておくわけには。何より担当として、個人的にも心配です。
Aww. I mean, I'm grateful, but anyway, we'll only be away for a few days. I'll call you once things settle down afterwards. See ya.
お待ちくだ。
Phew, What are you all looking at me like that? She doesn't work at some sleazy shop or whatever, okay? You sure about that? It sounds like she was talking to her favorite customer for where I'm standing. And what the hell gave you that impression? I don't know what this sleazy shop stuff is about, but she was super pretty. Her outfit was really cute, too. It looked like a maid outfit, which, yes, did make me wonder what service she provides while being charged with your care. Gah, let's just get going, okay? Bye, Yume. Never thought Aaron would be such a great driver. His smooth driving skills are off the charts. He's really giving a van a run for his money. See, I told you I'd kick ass behind the wheel. Ugh, the only thing I hate more than smug little shit is smug little shit with talent. That's a funny one, too. I'll admit, this isn't a bad ride. I can see why you're always raving about her. She's smooth, customizable, and comfy. I can also make sharp turns without a hitch. I've always been a Red Star kind of guy, but I'm coming around to Ingert. Heh, I'll make a convert out of you yet. Of the 4 main brands, are the best of the bunch. I think I'll take her for a spin from time to time. If I pretend she's mine, every girl in town will want a piece of me. Burn in hell. Anyway, I'll let you stay on the wheel for a while. If you and I keep taking turns, we'll be at Tharbad by sunrise. Then we can meet up with Nina. Curious to find out what we signed up for. Me too. It must involve the Genesis somehow, but that's about all we know for sure. It's times like these when I wish I could glean more insight from them when they're glowing. Hey, don't go beating yourself up. I've been wondering though, how does the glowing thing even work? Goddess only knows. Those things might not be indecipherable enigmas like artifacts, but we still know nothing about, next to nothing about them. Maybe there's a pattern for when they light up. Don't they go off when Almada's pulling shit? Could they be in Tharbad? I had my contacts look into that, but they haven't found a trace of them there. Still, they could have been the ones who sent those threat letters out. Fingers crossed it isn't the case. I'll bet it isn't. The approach is too soft and roundabout for them. Not to mention, they don't have anything to gain by obstructing the festival. At least, not the one in Tharbad. Maybe they had a reason to stop the one in Messeldom since they're headquartered there. Nah, last I heard they moved out of Messeldom a long time ago. The people responsible for stopping the last festival were a bunch of racial terrorists. Oh. They threatened it and started a fire. Whole thing was canceled as a precaution. What, for real? And here I thought those racist bastards were a dying breed. I'd love to wipe the floor with those shit stains. You know, we've had, like, racial tensions in the past with Trails, but they really don't, like, jump in on it like they're doing here. Say, Van, you really trust Dingo, don't you? Even if this job is bigger what we normally do, you heard Nina out because of his recommendation. We go way back is all. I've known him since I was first starting out as a fixer. It's a give and take kind of relationship. He gives me jobs, I feed him info I pick up. Speaking of info, he knows Jack too, right? You guys are in cahoots with a lot of colorful characters, huh? There's Bermati too. Dingo's definitely the most upstanding one of them. Really? What's wrong with Bermati? That's for sure. Doesn't get friendly with you, but if you give him a job, he'll always get it done. I don't know, he comes off pretty friendly when him and Van are alone. Pretty easy guy to trust if you ask me. He seems really well connected too. He even knows Nina. Wasn't it him who arranged for our 4 SPGs in Tharbad too? He's half Central Eastern, so maybe that's why he's got so many acquaintances out there. And he's got that rep as a journalist who turned down a Pulitzer. Really? But the Pulitzer Prize is the highest honor a reporter can receive. How the hell did a small-time dude at a gossip mag get in the running for that? Who knows? I'm sure there's a reason. We already talked about this. It's because he was on the front lines during the war. He's gonna be in Tharbad starting on the 2nd day. We're there to cover on the festival. So we ought to be able to count on him to round up some leads for us. Alright, we're making our way. Aw, look at the stopping for food and stuff. Sorry, I didn't mean to yawn so loud. It's okay to sleep if you want to get some shut-eye, you know. The seats all recline, so you should be able to get comfy. Just make sure your seatbelt's nice and tight first. There's no seatbelts. None of us would mind if you got some rest too. By the way, we passed a number of pit stops already. Don't worry about me, I'm used to long drives like these. If I really need it that bad, I'll just let this little punk take over. Works for me. I'm still young, so I can actually do all-nighters. Oh, I've been meaning to ask. Do people really not drink Campbell's milk in the Republic? Was it the story about the Melfita that made you want to ask? But that's right, you don't see Campbell's much outside of Central East. Did you used to drink it back home or something? Nope, our village is at the base of a mountain, so we don't keep any camels back home either. I've just had some during a few of our trips. It tasted so good though, It's much thicker than cow and sheep's milk. Huh. I wonder if it's like kumis. That's the good stuff. You make me want to try it now. Camel's milk is supposed to be really valuable since they don't produce much of it. Never tried it myself, but it's supposed to be a good alternative for people who are allergic to cow's milk. Oh, so it's for people who are lactose intolerant. That's great. It's much higher in protein, vitamins, and iron, while at the same time much lower in fat content. They also say it's tough to bake with, though, so it's surprising someone would try making chocolate with it. You are an encyclopedia for the weirdest shit. You guys hauled your asses over to Langport because Sal bribed him with sweets too, right? We are so screwed if Almada learns his weak point. You make a good point. I guess we'll have to learn how to make even nicer confections to keep him loyal to us. I can't always be bought, you know. Changing topics, Nina seems like such a lovely person on top of her already being a talented actress, doesn't she? She's only 2 years older than me, but she's so composed and level-headed. Yeah, she stood her ground even when all those monsters showed up. She's not a warrior, but she did have this noble kind of aura to her. Yeah, quite a woman. Not much like your average Easterner either. I don't think she's from Langport, is she? No, but it's not like every Easterner in this part of the world comes from Langport. You've got Longley in Eastern Calvard, and a place like the Eastern Quarter over in Crossbell out west, to name 2 big hubs. Oh yeah, that's right. And she's deliberately gone out of her way to present herself as more white, too. Not judging, to make it clear. That's her call to make. I'm confused. I feel like I'm missing something. It's a bit of a Calvert problem, a delicate one. After the revolution 100 years ago, discrimination on the basis of identity, race, and culture were all abolished. Our Constitution makes it possible for us all to live in harmony with one another. And to a certain extent we do, at least on the surface. Oh, do you mean all the racial terrorism that's been happening? Prejudice runs real deep in Calvert. There isn't much over in Langport, but up north, hoo boy. You got white supremacists. Oh my god, they're actually really going all into this. You got white supremacists stuck in Calvert's past who raised some hell with some Easterners, and Central Easterners sometimes too. Things came to a head when Crossbell tried declaring its independence, and during the economic crises that followed, but it's calmed down in some sense. See, like, we never really saw this a lot in the other arcs. So, like, okay, so in Crossbell, it was mostly just like, you really didn't see this at all actually in Crossbell. Everyone kind of worked together. In Erebonia, it was about the nobles and commoners type deal, and then the nobles going head to head with each other. But that wasn't based on race, that was based on, you know, where you were born. Were you born into nobility or not? So we're actually getting to see actual, like, racial tensions here in the Calvert arc, which is actually pretty cool to see that they're actually addressing it. Though that's only because Calvert's been basking in the prosperity of the Empire's reparations. It isn't as if racism itself has disappeared. It's too bad that's not the case. Of course, Heiyu's never taking it lying down, they hit back hard. So there's that too, it's not all one-sided. Huh. That's a pretty mature take for you. Oh, shut up. I just hate stereotypes is all. I agree with you there. We're all individuals. It's just a shame that a lot of people in this world can't see others that way. Central Easterners have a lot of Mira, so that adds to the friction too. They've contributed a good amount to Calvert's development in technology and academics. Their investments are a large reason why Renne and the Basel Institute of Science have become as big as they are. It's not just financial investments. I am loving this cutscene. Like, you're learning so much right here. It's well known that one of my grandfather's 3 disciples has a Central Eastern background. Professor Hamilton, if you know her name. I'll still laugh that in the first games, they had Professor Hamilton as a man. Or not really as a man, but they said like, oh, the 3 disciples were all men. Oh yeah, I've heard of her before. Still, it's sad to think that there are those out there who hate any contribution made just because of the people who made it. I guess I've still got a lot to learn about this country, huh? Very. The younger crowd doesn't really dwell as much where people come from, though. I say keep it that way as you grow. Us oldies will be watching over you with pride as we sip our tea. Man, you're not much older than us, you know. Heh, don't throw out your back just yet, Gramps. It's the job of your generation to pave the road ahead so we can have a smoother ride. You pave your own damn road, and calling me an old fart is bad enough. Everyone's taking it easy. Man, they're a tough bunch, but they all look their age when they're asleep. Hard to believe we used to be like this too. Flashbacks!
まあ、いろいろ世話しない時代だ。それぞれ事情もあんだろうが。
You could very much tell in those quick screenshots that that was Van, Elaine, and Renne in school together.
せいぜい自分らしく駆け抜けてみな。俺みたいに外れちまわないように。
Oh, he has so much baggage. He wants them to all go down the right path. Despite how he, you know, acts like he doesn't care a lot of the time, he wants them to have a good future. Well, desert. Heh, finally awake, huh? Morning, Van. Last night, did you, Oh, we're in the Shirin Desert? I read about it in one of my textbooks. You know, I kinda dig it. We just entered the desert proper. We'll get to Tharbad in about an hour. In the meantime, I'm Bush. You take over, number 3. Sweet Ados, how can you just pass out right there like it's nothing? It's like he's still in puberty or something. Hey, rest is important. Conking out on demand is a good skill to have. He really did drive a lot. No wonder he's so tired. There sure are a lot of cars on the road. They must be traveling to the film festival. Now that the old man's sawing logs, nothing's stopping from putting the pedal to the metal and seeing how fast this sucker can go. How about no? Let's just get to Tharbad in one piece, please. Let's see, according to the map, yeah, like Van said, we're about an hour away.
見えてきました。
思ってたよりもでかそうじゃねえか。
はい。オアシス湖を望む伝統と革新の遊興都市。あれがサルバットですか。
So at most, Van can't have gotten more than, like, you know, a handful of hours of sleep. He got an hour right there at the end, and then when Aaron was driving before, maybe he conked out for like another hour or two. I guess his real first good night of sleep is gonna be tonight after our first day of activities. Wow, a waterfall in the middle of town? Pretty wild, right? Apparently the water's pumped in straight from the oasis. Looks like a lot of tourists running around here. Anyway, where am I parking this bad boy? Take a right and pull into the big parking lot. I got us a spot booked there. Will do. Here at last. Van, are you going to be alright? You only slept for an hour. I'll manage. Used to it at this point. You can sure tell we're in the desert, though. Barely morning, and it's already hotter than Gehenna. Well, Kevin and Reese would be able to tell you that. They were actually there. It's only going to get hotter throughout the day, too. And then nighttime hits and the temperature crashes like a bus. We're meeting our client at noon, yeah? Let's say we cool off at the casino. Yeah, in your dreams, kid. We need to check in at the inn first. Once we drop off our luggage, it'll be time for us to limber up. The place we're staying is at in the cultural district, right? Yeah. If memory serves, it should be. We want to go that way then. So what are we waiting for? Let's get to it. Alright, we are here in Tharbad for the film festival in the middle of the desert. I've never really been to a deserty area before. I mean, I guess I have, kinda. You know, as a kid, I remember going, you know, hiking and stuff. But not like... nothing like this. I've never been to a desert. So, the whole, like, being super hot during the day and then it's freezing at night thing, I've never experienced that. But I guess this will be the closest thing, is doing it in a video game. But yeah, so next time we're gonna head to the hotel and check in and then get started on our first day of activities here. We're here for apparently 4 days, so we have quite the set of days ahead of us for the film festival. So that's gonna be it, guys. Hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel. I'll see you next time. Have a wonderful day, everyone.